If you want to talk about me being a bad person and focus all your time and energy on that, trying to expose me as being a bully, if you want to think I'm a bitch and not watch me, be my guest.
I have outrun it, I have survived. It's more than just breathing and staying alive. All that I feel is a fire inside. I have outrun it. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. Some things are different, but nothing has changed. Still got my number, still got my name. Tell everybody I'm back in the game. This is happening. I am back again. Go on and fade it all to black. I'm back. I'm back. Bigger and better, this is my time. Faster than ever, hungry and I'm going to come back and take what is mine. Bigger and better. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. Some things are different, but nothing has changed. Still got my number, still got my name. Tell everybody I'm back in the game.
I don't remember which color it was. I think
This is happening. I am back again. Go on and fade it all to black. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Not over yet. Don't you forget. Just like that. Yeah, I'm coming back. Back in the saddle, cut to the chase. I ain't somebody who stays in one place. Ready to go, I'm coming to play. You better know I still got something to say. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. Some things are different, but nothing has changed. Still got my number, still got my name. Tell everybody I'm back in the game. This is happening. I am back again. Go on and fade it all to black. Move over. This is happening. I am back again. Go on and fade it all to black. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back.
Destiny or fate, not to be confused with revenge. Karma's lined up by the divine and only the divine. When a human lines it up, what you're practicing is revenge. Karma isn't getting someone back or telling them about themselves. It's much bigger than that. By the way, do you like my voice? Bah ha ha ha. Gore World was built on the backs of some good people that got a bad rap. Good people that have endured a slew of hate, ridicule, bait, blame, and shame. And some even in real-life activities, all in the name of exposing truth and standing up for the bullied. The crux of Gore World was FoodieBeauty. FoodieBeauty started her channel as a shy, meek fat girl that just wanted to be a beauty influencer. She acted innocent and wholesome, drawing in like-minded wholesome people as her viewer and fan base. But then Chantal got comfortable, and as she did, the mask began to slip. People began to notice the cracks in the act, the offense in the stories, the derangement in the behaviors. People began to comment on the things they were noticing, some shocked, some concerned, some confused, some simply asking questions, which was followed by deleting, blocking, or worse, an onslaught of Foodie's abusive behavior that later proved to be character. Most people didn't appreciate being silenced for what would seem to anyone else innocent and truthful comments and questions. And so they would give their viewership to the few reaction channels covering FoodieBeauty at that time. That proved to be even worse, and would send Chantal into hate-filled rages at those viewers and reaction channels, sometimes going as far as in real life.
Hey guys, me here with another video. Today, anyone who knows me basically knows that I have an obsession with ColourPop eyeshadows. Just their products in general. I love them. My cat is an attention whore, so better get used to it, guys. So, I don't look good with short hair. Some people look wonderful with short hair. I have a round, chubby face. It doesn't work. So, anyways, I've come to a conclusion that people who like to watch people who they think are train wrecks must like doing it because they're train wrecks too, and it makes them feel better about themselves. I don't get any enjoyment of watching people who are down on their luck and then like making fun of them and then like making fun of them and then like making fun of them. I don't know, that's just me, but I watch my 600-pound life to make me feel good about my 370 pounds. I watch my 600-pound life to make me feel good about my 370 pounds. Anyways. It's just so ridiculous. I mean, come on. You know, there's like people in the corner of an internet somewhere, like grown fucking adults, and it's just like, I want to be somebody people watch to envy, to be like, oh, I really want to be like her, you know?
And she gets mad if you don't envy her.
Number one, I'm pretty. I want to be somebody people watch to envy, okay? I'm pretty. I'm pretty, okay? That has a lot, and I don't mean that to be conceited. I'm being very matter of fact. Being pretty gets you a lot of privilege. I'm pretty. I'm just saying, you can get away with a lot if you're pretty. You can get away with a lot if you're pretty. I'm pretty, okay? People wishing they were me. You wish you were me, you know. That's why you fucking hate, because you're fucking jealous. I want to be somebody people watch to envy. People wishing they were me. You wish you were me, you know. That's why you fucking hate, because you're fucking jealous. As if I cannot get someone hot like Sala. I want to be somebody people watch to envy. There has not been a man in my fucking life, Not one that I have not been able to get. Not a single one. Okay, but your man is talking about me still. Reading old messages, reminiscing, maybe? Why do I think Allah would put up a cam to see you changing? He's a freak. He like sneakily, Salah was playing his like keyboard and Allah was like, do you have WhatsApp? Like trying to get my number like a friggin' creep in there. And I'm prettier than your ugly wife. Get a life. Ew. He's jealous. 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 I want to be somebody people watch to envy. And I'm prettier than your ugly wife. I'm prettier than your ugly wife. I'm pretty, okay? I think I'm beautiful. What do I care what anyone else thinks? I'm not as fat as you. No, but you're not as pretty either. I'm pretty. I'm pretty. I'm pretty, okay? I'm prettier than 99% of your world. That's for sure. Sorry, not sorry.
As much as Foodie wanted to be envied, the more the stories went on, the more we, the viewers, saw there was nothing we would aspire to be. Speaking as an OG or long-time viewer, we sat through videos and stories that left us shocked, shook, appalled, angry, sad, confused, grossed out, and many times speechless. We watched as the shy, wholesome fat girl mask slipped and revealed the obnoxious bully underneath. She laughed hysterically while telling us of her younger years as the mean girl. The bullying badge of honor she wore so proudly was more than visible as she told us how she targeted the slow, handicapped, or mentally challenged, beginning with the kids at her school she picked on, or how she would take her friends and walk past her mom's work just to taunt the slow kids her mom worked with. Why, you ask? Because she said she was jealous and mad they were taking up her mom's time and taking away her mom's attention. Full disclosure, I have withheld the clip of this in case this video is ever challenged or misrepresented in any way. However, if you want to see it, the internet is forever. It's out there if you want to find it. Her bullying she carried through to her older years, as she was a young teen when her baby sister was born, and again laughed as she told us her baby sister was slow and she made it her hobby to torment, make fun of, and bully her own baby sister she was entrusted to watch by her mom.
This one has always been horrible to her. Easy to like believe that that's true, you know? Here's something that's always really fucked my head up with that story. If Chantal was 11 when Nat was born, can you, what was she, like 15 bullying a 4-year-old, 16 bullying a 5-year-old? That's such a large age gap. You hear about siblings who like treat each other like shit when they're kind of close in age. I can't imagine having such a big age gap between a sibling, like siblings like that, and the older one treating such a little kid so badly. It's so weird to me.
She would tell us how she invited her friends over to join in, and they would sit her in a chair as they made her the butt of their jokes. As upsetting as all this was to us, nothing prepared us for the story she told us of the time she put her in the dryer. Yes, she gloated and bragged that she put her baby sister in the dryer. For everything Foodie has told us, I can't help but to think of all she hasn't told us, and I can only hope her sister has found some semblance of healing in this life. I guess it's best we don't know everything for our mental sake. The stories she so proudly told us continued into high school, as well as clear behavioral patterns as it would turn out, telling us about the group of slow kids she targeted to lead on for burgers and marijuana, Big G and his cousin, roommate Little Timmy. To reveal just how calculating her mind was, she went on to tell us how Little Timmy could see through her act and hated her, and just like she hated those of us that could see the real her and spoke on it, she hated Little Timmy too.
I thought about a story to tell you guys. I haven't told you about Big G yet. Disclaimer, I'm going to hell for the way I allowed this guy to be treated. He's a minister now. I think I turned him off of women. So Big G, I don't know if he had a disability, but he lived with his cousin. We'll call him Little Timmy. And Little Timmy had a disability. I think I was 17. This guy was such a gentleman. He was so nice. I feel so bad for being such a... I wasn't mean to his face or anything, but you'll see.
I wasn't mean to his face or anything, but you'll see.
I got to my friends and we were bored and we wanted to drink, right? We're underage. So we're like, let's go to his house. So we go over. We're still on the porch. So that night we went over commenced the beginning of the summer of Big G. His house became a party house. His aunt would tell him, she's just using you. Don't give in to them. Don't hang out with bad people like them. Don't hang out with bad people like them. She was right.
She was right.
I'm a good person. She was right.
She was right.
Just looking out for her nephew. Just looking out for her nephew. Now, my part in this was I led him on. I was nice to him. I made him think that we might have something. She was right. I used to ask him to get me weed. In return for him buying me some weed, I would go in the bedroom alone with him for a couple minutes to talk. That's it, I swear. To talk. That's it, I swear.
Oh, and just a little bit of tea that I've been hanging on to for a while. Remember Big G, the one I mentioned before? He was developmentally disabled. Yeah, Chantal fucked him. Chantal fucked him and his roommate for fucking 7 grams of weed. So do with that what you will.
So I'd be like, do you have the weed? Look, let's go in the bedroom. Go in the bedroom with them, shut the door. Everyone's waiting outside. Take one for the team. We want to get high. We'd want to talk about our future.
All she's ever done is use people to her benefit. All she's ever done is use people to her benefit.
You know, I let him on. That was wrong. He would never wear a shirt. Like, he just didn't like wearing a shirt, and it was hot. It was summer. She would go up to him and go, baloney tits, and just like smack his boobs. And he'd be like, fuck. And he would be like, fuck off, woman. And then little Timmy would be like, I don't want you around. He had like a really high-pitched voice. There was a big party one night. Little Timmy was getting sick of us. He had more sense than Big G.
Little Timmy was getting sick of us. He had more sense than Big G.
Little Timmy was getting sick of us. He had more sense than Big G. Big G was holding on to the hope that I would be with him. I'm not gonna lie, I like the attention from Big G. What girl doesn't like attention, you know? At this point, little Tim was like, I'm gonna move out if you don't keep these people away. The bad news. The bad news. She was right. This guy that I was seeing at the time, when he drank, he got really fucking crazy. He would be very violent. He's just sitting there and he's like, I'm going to punch out Big G. And I'm like, what? No! You know, we're all trying to stop him. There's no stopping this guy when he's drunk. They were fighting all night. I don't know. I think there was like hostility because Big G wanted me. Look at me, eh? Special being fought over. That made that guy jealous. So he got up, zoomed out the door. We follow him, banging on Big G's door. Little Timmy answers with a hockey stick. He's like, you get out of here! Takes little Tim, like, by the neck and just shoves him aside. Goes after Big G. Big G was oblivious. He's just like, what's up, man? Punches him in the face. My friend's boyfriend was able to split them up. I think that was the last time I saw Big G. He and his cousin moved out. I think I ruined their life. I think I ruined their life. I think I ruined their life.
Foodie then went on to secure her dream job working at a facility that housed and cared for the mentally eccentric. She was later fired and had to sign an NDA.
Maybe he's from another dimension where he can hide in toasters. I don't know. I can't explain it. You see, I don't want to make fun of this guy because I worked in a mental hospital. He may have schizophrenia. He had an obvious mental disability. I was still freaked the fuck out. Anyway, another post-it on the wall said, getting gutted, like, helps my memory. I don't know what that means. Again, it sounds like something that a paranoid schizophrenic would say. That or a serial killer. Or someone disturbed.
Or someone disturbed.
My friend, because it was hot in there, she's like, hey Clinton, can you take us for a ride? You know, we wanted to go the other end of town. And at that age, believe me, when you can get a ride, you take advantage. You take advantage. Was very French. I go for the interview and I'm elated where I was. Despite the drama, my boss loved me. She put in such a good word for me. The patients loved me. The patients loved me. I worked at a mental hospital and oh my god, we had a lot of code friggin' whites. A lot of violence. One guy became obsessed with me, and I'm like, why is he admitted to the hospital? And they said he was schizophrenic and he killed his teacher in front of the whole class. And he would like follow me out for smoke breaks and things. I was like, ooh.
This, of course, came after she chose the autistic boy from her high school class she specifically targeted to make fun of, to be her boyfriend, James, better known as Pete's, that she would later describe as docile in an attempt to whitewash his autism.
You're my best friend. Best friend.
Yes, Pete, of course. No way I'm sacrificing my fucking loving best friend and family member, platonic life partner, who loves and respects me. He blow-dried my roll, endured the cheesy stench of my cheddar roll. He deserves a fucking medal. I should like just throw a cheese slice at Pete's face. That's mean. I know it is, but it's funny. No, it is, but it's funny. Oh shit, I forgot to get Pete's a drink. Oh well. Where's the rice? Oh fuck, I forgot to order rice for Pete's. There's no nuggets in here. I don't mean to ignore you or cut you off or anything. It's just that you're incredibly dull. I'm just joking.
In the next clip, I want you to pay close attention. It showcases her cruelty towards the only person to ever love and support her unconditionally. Watch her eyes as she looks at Pete as she purposely and callously tries to make him feel jealous, even inferior maybe. Nonetheless, her braggadocious and arrogant boastfulness to hurt the only one to ever love her, as Pete sits, her willing emotional and mental punching bag.
I'm gonna bring this stuff because he has a bathtub. He has a soaker tub that I can fit in. I've never taken a bath with a man. What about you guys? I'm gonna go have an amazing time. I'm gonna go have an amazing time. Life around, and I'm losing weight and getting healthy. You mad about it? You sound it. But please give me more money.
Let's break it down. First, she tries to hurt Pete's making the bubble bath with Nader comment.
I'm gonna bring this stuff because he has a bathtub. He has a soaker tub that I can fit in. I've never taken a bath with a man. What about you guys?
And Pete's gives no response. Way to go, Pete's. The emotional control is stellar. Clap, clap, but Foodie on the other hand sees she got no response and was upset. And so, she doubled down with her amazing time comment with the intent of generating a response from Pete's, being sure to look at him so she could see him suffer as she tried to hurt him, break his heart, hurt his feelings, emasculate and humiliate him in front of thousands of viewers. Basically saying, you're stuck at home, with no car, no friends, nothing to do, you're sad and lonely, and could really use a friend right now, and I am going to have an amazing time. Some might say that's Pete's problem, his responsibility, but that's not entirely true. Without fail, in true abuser fashion, knowing he struggled with depression, and it wasn't good for him to be alone, Chantal isolated him. She worked in a mental health hospital after all. She knew it wasn't good for him. She didn't want him, but she didn't want anyone to have him either. He wasn't allowed to have anyone else but her, the ultimate control, boldly telling us all Pete's wasn't allowed to have girls over, but she was allowed to have guys over, and make sure the sex was extra loud so Pete's could hear it. And then, knowing how badly it would hurt him, she laughed about it. She not only contributed to Pete's depression, but accelerated and cultivated it.
That's sad. Hey, if I liked people and I wasn't paranoid about letting people in the house, I would come and dine with us.
You won't even let my non-existent girlfriend come in the house.
No girls.
With best friends like this, who needs enemies, Pete's? This is abuse and unacceptable, and it's not just a mistake. Her intent to emotionally and mentally harm you is very visible to those of us with eyes to see, mainly only those who have endured abuse and survived it. So if you don't have the experience to recognize abuse, consider yourself immensely blessed. To those of you who have walked through the fire and survived it, and came out on the other side, and learned to take all that pain to help others and stand against the abusers, congratulations. You're an emotional alchemist and mastered an art few have survived, let alone transformed and mastered. Be proud of yourselves, survivors, and never stop fighting the good fight. Let's take a look at this. Abuse, hidden right in front of our faces.
Guys, I'm gonna go have an amazing time. Like, he's definitely 100% not somebody I could ever be in a relationship with. So it's just like for fun.
She's the type that needs a punching bag, whether it be Pete's, BBJ, friends, and even family. Pete's, for whatever reason, seemed to be her favorite to hurt. Next to her sister, of course.
The hell is this now?
Because the Trinity is cheaper than normies. Still crazy, okay.
What's up, Cams?
My Holy Trinity, I love them. Sorry, narcissism. I think I'm
Where's your Holy Trinity now?
hot.
RBJ wants a playlist of what you listen to. If you kept track.
I'll make a playlist for you, don't worry. What happened? Darkness in my way? Did you know I'm in love with multiple people? I only love one person. You know who I love?
Casey. Sam.
Besides that.
Your mom. My mom.
She ruins everything.
No, I love Natter, okay? No, I love Natter, okay? Why do you have to boo everybody I love?
Just him.
Why him?
You know why.
No, I don't know why.
Because of literally everything you've ever said about him.
Yeah, but maybe I was just being hasty.
She had a pattern of surrounding herself with mentally handicapped people, or as she prefers to describe it, less sense. Almost like she had a vendetta against the mentally ill that started with her mother working with them as children that years later into adulthood she still carried with her.
I'm not very forgiving. I don't know if I ever said I was, but I'm not. I think I said before, it's my nature, I hold grudges. That's okay, Flinsanity. I forgive you. I'm a very forgiving person. But my mods are not. Oh my god. So funny. I'm not very forgiving. I'm a very forgiving person.
I am a very appealing person.
On top of Foodie being a person that constantly overpromised and underdelivered, she tried to conceal her true identity, wholly misrepresenting herself to her audience. And when the audience noticed and spoke on it or questioned about it, Chantal did what she does best and gaslit those with minds healthy enough to see it and lips bold enough to speak against it. We saw a very dark, deranged, troubled person with a black heart and an even blacker soul, who would then turn those who spoke up into her content, where she would make monetary gain off of them by raging about her haters, slandering and harassing them, both online and off, directly and indirectly sending a mob their way to do her dirty work so she could say, "See, it wasn't me. I have clean hands." But it was her, the real her. This wasn't what we signed up for. False advertising. She sold us a fake bill of goods, and she enjoyed every minute of it. Twisting everything, slandering and defaming us, calling us haters, fat shamers, old men and women with no lives, bullies. The bully was now attempting to spin the narrative to make us the bullies for speaking up and standing up for what we believe in, protecting and looking out for the less fortunate. Her campaign of targeted hate was born and is still alive and well to this day, all along knowing the only intent of the reaction community was to bring awareness to the evil we had lurking in our little community. As our community grew, so did Foodie's tactics, getting more devious and manipulative with each passing year. In true Foodie fashion, she needed a scapegoat, someone to blame. That became us.
Passion Tim, I didn't lie about these are awards. I got sick. It's never my fault. I don't take accountability for anything.
The viewers that spoke against the egregious behavior we were witnessing. And if that didn't work, she resorted to in real-life attacks, calling CPS jobs, family members, anything she could do to blame and silence as she tried. But we've stood strong and prevailed throughout the years. Still being blamed for all her inadequacies, we stood, and we stood strong. And as we did, our community grew. More people that could see the truth stood with us. That solidarity created a tight bond in our community where friends became more like family. But the evil continued.
Just go back.
I wasn't understanding what I was doing wrong. You know? I don't get it. I'm a good person. I have a lot of friends. And so I've concluded that people don't like me because I'm overweight. And I somehow receiving hate has made me realize how much I love myself. How much I am confident about myself no matter what fucking size I am. Like, I can't control that. I can't fight everybody. I can't control it.
We learned very quickly control and power over others consumed Foodie as much as the food, sex, attention, and drug addictions did. And when she lost control, she became even more ruthless than what we had previously seen.
Isolation is another tactic on the power and control wheel. And when I listen to men talk about isolating their partners, there's a lot of ways that they talk about going about this particular tactic. The ultimate goal is to keep her from hearing voices other than his. So he's got this way he wants her to think. He's got this way he wants her to feel, things he wants her to do. If she comes in contact with members of her family, her friends, they'll have other ideas about what she should be doing. And he doesn't want those ideas in her head. He wants his ideas in her head. So he finds ways of isolating her. So it might be something as subtle as creating an argument every time she wants to go out and see her family or friends. So that it gets to the point where it's just so hard to even go out that I just quit. I'll just stay in because I don't need another argument. I don't need a bunch of yelling. I don't need something broken. I don't need to be threatened. I'll just stay home.
On the day Chantal found...
Oh, yes. Sophia, yes. I'm a control freak, yeah. You deserve everything you get. You do not deserve to be in Canada. You do not deserve to breathe the air of Canadian air. I fucking hate you all, and I hope you all rot in hell. And this is the last time ever talking about you. I'm too fucking good for you. I've always been too fucking good for you. I've always been too good for you. You don't have a right to talk. You don't, because you're just lying. Like, he thinks he has a right to tell his side of the story. Like, what side of the story? Like,
you and different.
you don't, he doesn't fucking get it. You don't have a right. You don't have a right. You don't have a right. You are the... Okay. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
What is the 5 fixed charges?
We'll see. We'll see.
I'm home.
You're home for now.
You're lucky that you dropped them.
All right. Yeah, we'll see. We will see. We'll see.
Because you know you don't keep running.
Yeah. You're on borrowed time, Nader. We'll see.
By the way,
we'll see.
Your live stream tomorrow, you're not gonna come live in Montreal, right?
Nope, I'm still moving to Montreal.
She's gonna change her mind. Now she's gonna say hate me again.
So people who believe you. And by your act, they don't believe you anyway. Or some people don't believe you from the beginning, you know, you're live. Abuse you, I think he was going to the court with 5 fake charges.
I hate this guy.
I win.
You didn't win!
And I say since day one, I will win.
I hate this guy.
Because you guys create as a board, a YouTube board.
He's so smug. I want to fucking...
It's not reality. The reality said, the word I said, happened? Oh, this story became empty. No ink. So now if I answer, I'm love leaders. You.
Oh, yes, Sophia, yes. I'm a control freak, yeah. Oh, yes, Sophia, yes. I'm a control freak, yeah. Oh, yes, Sophia, yes. I'm a control freak, yeah. Maybe I shouldn't. So I really, really just took the time to really think about, hey, is this for me? You know, am I going to be able to put up with the notion that people are going to talk about me and I can't do anything about that? I can block it from here, sure. And I will continue to do that. I will continue to, fight the negativity, keep it away from my channel at least. If you want to talk about me being a bad person and focus all your time and energy on that, trying to expose me as being a bully. I'm not a bully, I clap back, and I do have a bad attitude sometimes, but it's something I'm working on, and if you want to think I'm a bitch and not watch me, be my guest.
When the mirror was held up to FoodieBeauty as a middle-aged adult, she always gave the same juvenile excuses. They started at first, "I'm only defending myself. I clap back every now and then. I'm defending myself." Textbook bully behavior. Swing and hide. Punch and project. Rule number 1, Chantal lies. Rule number 2, it's never her fault. Never.
Passion, Tim, I didn't lie about the Beezer Awards. I got sick. It's never my fault. I don't take accountability for anything. Yeah, so I mean, all I can do is just move on from here with you guys. Those are the people that I'm doing this for. Those who have been with me from day one, and new people who are supportive as well. But I just, having people like you in my corner and just the messages I received is just beats any negativity out of the park, so you can't control, I've said this so many times, but it's so hard to remember my own advice sometimes, but you can't control what people say to you. You can't control what people think of you. You can't control people talking about you, especially if you're a YouTuber. It comes with the territory. Should it be that way? Hell no. But it is, and it's always going to be that way. And until then, the only thing you can control about that is how you react. And the way I reacted was 10 times worse than anything that's been said about me. So, so going forward, it's just going to be my old self, the way I was. I just want to be really positive. 2018 was supposed to start off as positivity and all these things, and it has been starting off rough. And, I need to really, really move forward with that in regards to my attitude and things like that about things. So yeah, so I reevaluated. Is it worth it? Yes, for me it's worth it. I love doing videos. I love being on camera. And I love it even more than how much I hate being talked about. And you know what? That hate for being talked about is it's dissipating because I'm accepting it and whatever, So that being said, I'm going to go out and get so Fast Food Friday is going to be, everything is going to be still health conscious. But the ones that, I think being competitive isn't a bad thing because there's so many YouTubers and a lot of them are abusing, in my opinion, the platform. Like, YouTube is a place to entertain people, to bring awareness, to bring a message. And some people just use the platform to just drag others and cause shit and, really don't make any content. They just upload other people's content. And it's just like, they're abusing the platform, in my opinion, and they're getting ad revenue that should be going to people who are actually working hard and making content. Now, I know I don't, there's so many, I'm not a huge channel. So many more work harder than me. But if I had a smaller channel, and I wasn't giving it my all, I wouldn't be upset, by the whole YouTube partner change thing. I understand those who are working hard and, like I said, just can't catch a break. That's different. But I think that there's some, like I said, just abusing the platform, and I agree with YouTube in regards to that, weeding those people out. So that's a good thing in my opinion. It will give those who are actually working hard and making content to get more out of the ad revenue program. And the advertisers also will get more out of it because their ads will be played on platforms that have more subscribers, more views, and they'll get more revenue too. So it's a win-win situation, you know? So that's my opinion on that, and I've rambled enough. I just wanted to do this quick intro because I am back now, and I am going to be back full force next week. So I'm just going to do this video, and starting Monday, I'm going to be back, and I'm going to do a whole life update, a health update, everything on my other channel, and probably Monday night, I'm going to make it after the OA meeting, and I'm also going to have a Mystery Monday, which I'm going to be trying something different with that. I'm not really sure I like the whole eating and talking about a mystery approach. I find the combination is a little awkward sometimes. I know a lot of you like it, but let me know if you'd be up to something something different. Not like what I did. I would show myself, but I would do like, you know, a mix of showing myself and showing clips and just talking about just the mystery or the case at hand. And, you know, I would still do cooking and eating shows on my channel, but, you know, they're going to change differently to accommodate the needs of YouTube and whatever. So let me know your thoughts. And I really, really appreciate those of you who are still here and still watch me. It really means a lot. And thank you for understanding this little short break. And it is really hard to stay away from social media. It's almost impossible, I have to say. I'm like addicted to it. I'm always on my phone. I'm always on the computer, like a lot of you, right? So anyways, I'm going to go get that food and shut up and eat and tell you guys all about my little adventures. Bye, guys.
Makes it nearly impossible for her to find any kind of meaningful or fulfilling employment opportunities. This does not, however, mean that it is the fault of her onlookers that she is stuck in this position. Their attention is a direct result of her actions. She has no one to blame for her situation but herself. But, to be fair to her, the chances of ever returning to her particular line of work was pretty much down the toilet before she even started pursuing YouTube as a career, long before she became the subject of nearly weekly controversy and daily discussion. But before we answer any questions in regards to how she became trapped in this digital Sisyphean prison, eating food for the camera just to be able to afford food to eat for the camera, we first have to find out how she got here. This is the story of FoodieBeauty. Born Chantal Marie Olive in 1984, the FoodieBeauty is a 35-year-old Canadian mukbang YouTuber. According to her YouTube About Me section, her channel is about, quote, an unapologetic fat girl who loves food, fashion, and vlogging. This is not a weight loss channel. Welcome. Anyone with even a passing familiarity with Chantal knows that this is far from an accurate description. One more fitting would read, a morbidly obese woman struggling with a severe doctor-diagnosed eating disorder and rapidly deteriorating mental and physical health, brought on by her refusal to address her addiction to food in any meaningful way, and her constant need to antagonistically engage with anyone who has even the slightest criticism of her, regardless of their intention. If you were to try and gauge the kind of person Chantal is by clicking on one of her videos at random, if you were to try and judge this book by its cover, you'd be inclined to think that she was just your typical basic female with a rather obvious addiction to food, who shares just a little too much. Most of her stories are boring, albeit disgusting. She seems like a bit of a dork, her friends are all nerds. But if we peel back the layers just a little bit, if you can stomach the unsettling way she eats and her propensity for discussing bodily functions in great detail, you'll find someone who is self-absorbed, cruel, vindictive, and quite possibly the most impulsive person you will ever find on this platform. Basically,
Yeah, some things never change. This could have been made today. It's as relevant today as it was 3 years ago. And part of the reason that I wanted to play this video, I'm going to be totally honest with you guys, is that she really is playing now to a non-existent new audience. If that new audience were to exist, let them see the good old days too. Let all the Bambis, anybody who wasn't here before Kraken Olympics, and every non-existent new audience member get a look at who this woman has always been. Because a narrative has been played now for, what, a year and a half of every bad thing that she does is because she was in an abusive situation and being used and blah, blah, blah. It's her go-to. It's what she goes to. Okay. How are you going to explain this then? Because this is years ago, long before you even know Koki existed. So who are you going to blame for all of this stuff? This is who you truly are. You just didn't have Koki to blame for it back in the day.
she's the kind of girl that most guys only put up with because they're knockdown, drag-out gorgeous. Which is why the men she's surrounded herself with are either self-admittedly autistic like her ex and best friend, Pete's. Somebody asked if my ex Pete was autistic or had Asperger's, and you know what? He did tell me once that he thought he might be on the spectrum. Or compelled to be with her in order to maintain their citizenship, like her current boyfriend, BB.
Lutz, what is doublespeak?
Doublespeak is language designed to evade responsibility, make the unpleasant appear pleasant, the unattractive appear attractive. Basically, it's language that pretends to communicate, but really doesn't. It is language designed to mislead while pretending not to.
Is it done consciously?
Oh, yes, very consciously. Doublespeak is not a slip of the tongue or a mistaken use of language. It's exactly the opposite. It is language used by people who are very intelligent and very sophisticated in the use of language and know that you can do an awful lot with language.
Chantal is an abusive bully. She's always been an abusive bully, and she knows this. It's why she's went to great lengths to hide the real her on this platform, declaring war on anyone who saw through the act. She also habitually blames others for her character flaws. She's also done this since childhood too. The blame for Chantal's egregious behavior was placed on her mom, her sister, her dad or the lack of his presence, her friends, co-workers, and now her viewers. The responsibility of Chantal's behaviors always fell on somebody else, never her. She protects the image she projects at any and all costs. She's shown this to us with her bully stories that she took great pleasure in telling us. And when we didn't agree but thought the stories were egregious, she would try to turn and twist it in her favor at any cost. She thought she found a place to hide on YouTube, portraying to the public she was just an innocent fat girl who got picked on and bullied, all the while swinging behind the back then crying victim. Many wonder how we got to where we are today, I'm Gore World. That's how. The bully finally swung on someone who isn't afraid to swing back and won't be manipulated into fault that is not his own.
The crazy mom from Carrie. Carrie put up with a lot of crap, man. I don't get that. I would not put up with that bully crap. If they were making fun of me for having my period in at the beginning of the movie, I would have stuffed their ears with tampons, those friggin' mean women. That movie makes me so mad! Yeah, I would beat them all up. Remember I told you that story about that big bully in grade 8 that I kicked? She was like taking my swing and going like this, and calling me a cat killer. Ugh. I can't stand bullies. Ugh. I can't stand bullies. That's why, you know. I just felt like having no snack, big snack, and sharing with you guys. Beauty bite. Boo veggies. So being on YouTube reminded me of, you know how there's like hate and bullying or whatever. Made me think of like high school and bullies in real life, or elementary school, sorry. So I kind of wanted to tell you guys about my biggest bullies. The major ones, you know. When you're overweight, people bully you throughout life. So, the one bully I remember, I think her name was Tasha. She was very pretty, really long blonde hair. She looked like one of the girls from my Sweet Valley High. Eat a bit more here. You know, but she was a real bitch. I think she just had something wrong with her because she was in grade 8, and I was in grade 4. So why are you picking on someone so much younger than you, you know? And B, she just had this, like, it seemed like misdirected hate, like she was so angry at me. It all started, her parents were cat breeders, okay? So they bred purebred Persian cats. I have the worst munchies right now. So my mom knew her mom or something and decided to buy a cat from her. She named the cat Jamai. I have no idea what that means. I don't even know how to spell it. Jamai. So, we took the cat home. Beautiful cat, purebred, you know. Not that mixed cats are not beautiful, they are. Now, sometimes when you buy purebred animals, really any animal, but I think purebreds, correct me if I'm wrong, have more of a risk of becoming sick. And her face was pushed in. I think she had a lot of respiratory problems. Anyway, we ended up having to put her to sleep because she was so sick. So the next day at school, I'm greeted with her coming up to me with a couple friends. Hey, cat killer. Not only am I sad and bummed out, but she has the nerve to call me a cat killer. Like,
She has the nerve to call me a cat killer. Like,
I was like, what? You know? She's like, you killed the cat we gave you, or that you got from us. You know, my mom, I was like, how does she know? My mom must have told her mom or something.
I was like, how does she know? My mom must have told her mom or something.
You know, her mom and my mom were friends or whatever. I was like, no, I didn't. You know, she was sick. Yeah, right. Blah, blah, blah. For some reason, that's what I mean, like, she had something going on that had nothing to do with me. And that's when I realized it, even that young, because I was like, it sounds absolutely absurd, you know? That's one thing bullies have in common, is this, like, habit of not making any sense. So, like, their hatred is misdirected, you know, onto other people. So from then on, every single day, every time she saw me, cat killer,
cat killer.
And she got her little brainless minions in on the action too, so they would, when they would see me. And she got her little brainless minions in on the action too, so they would, when they would see me. Cat killer, like... Anyway. I got sick of her shit. She was older, but I was bigger. And I was like, you know what? You're being ridiculous. So, one day, I'm on the swings. The swing set, swinging on the swings. All of a sudden, I see her come up to me. Her friends are there. She steps right in front of me. Just looking at her, like, you know. I wasn't even scared. Not of her. She grabs the bars. Starts going like this with the chains. So I'm like, you know. She's like, cat killer, you know. And I don't know if it was just like a reflex. I kicked up with my foot really hard. Kicked her right in the box. Where are your minions now? They just sat there, like, in shock. She actually, like... She reacted as if she had balls. I kicked a guy in the balls a couple times when I was younger. He grabbed my boobs. I know that doesn't condone it, but it was a reflex. My reflex, when you're mean to me, is to kick you in your genitals, in your crotch. And I kicked her hard, like, bing! You know, I swear. The sound effect would have been so appropriate. Bing! Was that wrong? Yeah, but it was a reflex. I had enough of her shit. So, was that wrong? Yeah, but it was a reflex. I had enough of her shit. So, she's like grabbing at her crotch and like, she was coughing, like, you know, like a guy would do if you kick him in the nuts. I've never been kicked in the box. Has anyone hurt their noonie? Does anyone know if it hurts like the same way? It looked like it did. Or close to it. Anyway. She told on me. And I got in shit. You never hurt other people, no matter what they say to you. I don't believe in that. I'm gonna tell you right now. You poke a bear, it's gonna bite you. You never hurt other people, no matter what they say to you. I don't believe in that. I'm gonna tell you right now. You poke a bear, it's gonna bite you. And that was one of them. Then in high school, good old Facebook suggested I add this guy, this next bully, as a friend on Facebook. Are you kidding me? This guy, wow. Okay, he's even worse. He was just ridiculous. Like, one day, I think his name was Pierre. One day, back in the high school, it was a big deal to go to hockey games, okay? It was a social thing. Our town had a local team. They would play at the civic complex, and we'd go hang out. One day, I meet the guy there. I go with my friend, and she's like, we're gonna hang out with, you know, Pierre and his friends. They were older as well. We were in grade 9. And they were seniors. Grade 12. So when I meet this guy, I noticed right away he's naturally funny. He liked to, you know, the way he talked, very outgoing, like loud and a joker type, you know? I didn't know what to take seriously. Like, I'm really bad with that. I can't tell the difference sometimes, you know, between joking and serious. Now, unbeknownst to me, he had a lazy eye. Like, one eye was looking this way, and the other eye was looking this way. But, like, you know what I mean? He had like a googly eye. And he apparently was talking to me. But he wasn't looking at me when he was talking to me. And I thought he was kidding around or something. I might have been clueless. So I said, are you talking to me? And then I was laughing at what he was saying. But then I said, are you talking to me? Because you're not looking at me. Oh boy. That was it. I wasn't expecting the reaction he gave me. He turned mean. Instant. Haha, you think that's funny, eh, you fat bitch? But really vehement, like angry. I hit a nerve with you, clearly. So he gave me the nickname, the house. Yes, because I'm as big as a house. That's the best you can do. Eye rolls galore, right? A house. So he tormented that with me. He tormented me with that forever and a day, like almost for pretty much all of high school. Anytime he would see me, the house. Forever and a day, like almost pretty much all of high school. Anytime he would see me, the house. He even like took one of those like house for sale signs and like put it near my locker one day. That was kind of funny. Just so ridiculous. You are nice. Thank you. Did you get bullied? I don't say bullied because I didn't let people bully me. Like, I gave it back. Like, I stood up for myself. I have a thick skin. I don't let people treat me like shit. You know what I mean? So, not really. But, I mean, people call me fat. Yeah, of course. You know, but whatever. Negro? I don't know if that's an offensive word or not. Is Negro an offensive word? Do you know what I mean, guys, though? Like, you don't... Being bullied, like, there's no way somebody was stuffing my ass in a locker, flushing my head down the toilet, giving me wedgies. Like, I would kick their ass, you know? I already did my mukbang. I already ate. Thank you. Oh, fat, pretty, hot, and tempting. Yeah, a Negro, like, and, yeah, exactly. I am fat, I am. I know you guys are trying to be nice. Oh, people are stupid, Nightmare. I bet you would kick their ass. This is so good. Oh my god. There's a guy walking by. What?
Watch. Watch.
You know these bullshit parents who are never in your life, and then all of a sudden when they're in your life, think they're gonna make an impact and put down the stick and make a difference? Yeah, that was my dad. So he let me stay at his house with his girlfriend, and I had anger, abandonment issues from my dad, so I wasn't really too happy. He was so strict. He warned me, he's like, don't steal from me, don't do anything you're not supposed to, because I'll know about it. I have ways. And I'm thinking he must have cameras or something in his house. When I had to go live with him, that was my all-time low of happiness so far. I didn't have any money, and this was bad, but back then he had this like big thing of change, like quarters, and he would never give me money or any allowance. I had no money, I had no job at the time. So I snuck a handful of quarters one time. I don't remember what I bought with it. When I came home that night, I think he confronted me about it and was like, I know you stole quarters. This part's gross. You don't want to get grossed out? Don't listen. I warned you. I was just mad. I just had all this anger towards him. Not just from the money thing. I mean, you know, I stole money from him, but he's just not a good father. Get back at him. Get back at him. Get back at him. He just got new leather couches. I wiped huge boogers on his sofa and left and went and stayed with another friend. Called my mom and he was like, your daughter wiped boogers on my sofa. Like, your daughter? Like, what about you, buddy? Takes two to tango. Why am I telling you guys this? I don't know. I guess my story is kind of like a spoiled brat being homeless kind of thing. When a spoiled brat is homeless, I don't know. Knock on wood. I really don't know what it's like to really struggle. I mean, to really, really struggle. I'm very fortunate for that, because there are a lot of kids that are out on the street and have no one to turn to, you know, at all. And really have no food, no summer sausage, nothing, you know? Klondike bar? What would you do for a Klondike bar? You know, like the classic saying. And I'm like, what would I do for a Klondike bar? I don't know, I just liked being weird back then, entertaining people. So I was like, what do you want me to do for a Klondike bar? Name it. So there's this older man that lived at the end of the street, okay? He was mysterious because I don't know who he lived with. I don't know what his deal was. He was always, from morning till night, sitting on a fold-out lawn chair in his yard. And the guy was in a vegetative state, or completely senile. Every time you would try to talk to him, he'd walk by, he would just be always staring blankly ahead, no expression, just like, I feel bad for the guy, poor guy. Like, I hope he had someone looking after him. He must have, right? I don't know. Anyway, so my friend's boyfriend's like, I want you to go to the man at the end of the road and I want you to lift your shirt up and flash him and shove it in his face. Elder abuse. Elder abuse. I feel bad for the guy, poor guy. Like, I hope he had someone looking after him. Elder abuse. And I'm thinking, I wonder if he would react to that. He hasn't been reacting to anything, so I wonder. So, of course, I did it. I'm not proud, but I did it. That should be my quote. I'm not proud, but I did it. I'm like, you better give me the Klondike bar for this, you know? So I go outside. It's like nighttime, and he's just sitting there, no expression. I approach him, and I'm like, doing one of these numbers, like, nothing. Yeah. All right, so where was I? Oh yeah, it's sad. It's really sad. It's elder abuse. Oh yeah, it's sad. It's really sad. I lift my shirt and my bra up, and I'm just standing there like this, and still the same thing. No reaction. So I start swinging my boobs. Nothing. Easiest flashing ever. I used to flash a lot back then. Big deal. I earned my Klondike bar, so that's what I did for a Klondike bar. I flashed a completely vegetative, senile, elderly person. I eat. If you think it's wrong or you're against it, good for you. Then watch something else. Go watch somebody eat salad or quinoa and rice crackers. If they can't affect you, they try to change the way that people will see you. That's classic bully behavior.
If they can't affect you, they try to change the way that people will see you. That's classic bully behavior.
That's classic bully behavior. You're a bully, take a seat. You're a bully, take a seat.
You're a bully, take a seat.
Targeted harassment is a huge issue. It goes beyond just getting normal trolls. And to me, that's what a classic bully does. They'll push you and push you and push you. Whenever you outburst, they want to make you look like And I think that's exactly what she did.
You're a bully, take a seat, you dish it out, and we're supposed to just sit there and take it. You're a bully, take a seat, and then whenever you defend yourself, they're gonna go after your whole family. You're a bully, take a seat.
Obviously, I need to try something different here.
I'm just gonna let Carmen take its course.
We tell the truth, and you know we do. And that's why you hate us and try to control how others see us, slandering us, harassing us, threatening us. For years we've taken your abuse in stride. Of course, in your true self-serving manner, you over-exaggerate when it comes to you and downplay when it comes to us. You call it defending yourself, docile instead of easily manipulated, impulsive instead of no self-control, defensive instead of truth. You sugarcoat your abusive behavior with a slick tongue, and that forked language flies under the radar of normal people. But survivors, we were built by the very fire you're trying to burn us with. It will never succeed. We are the fire that built us. You're abusive and delusional, immoral and unethical, especially, but not limited to, professionally and financially, and a liability to everyone who crosses your path. You need help.
People are always going to hate, right? The classic saying, haters are going to hate. There's nothing I can do about that. It's an also classic saying that you can only control your response. And no matter how much I would, be just screaming into the void, I'm doing this all in self-defense. I'm acting like a bee in return in self-defense. And it's like, but it's still my reaction and I'm responsible for that. So these have been really hard lessons learned, and I think that I keep cycling between that, raging and being angry and upset, and because I never learned the lesson. So until I finally do, then you'll know, because then, yeah, I won't be coming online and raging anymore. It always comes back to this feeling of guilt, and just like, because a part of me knows what I'm doing is wrong, and I think a lot of the defensiveness comes from people being right about that part.
All anyone in this community has ever asked you to do was be better and stop hurting innocent people. Stop weaponizing YouTube against your co-workers, viewers, and the general audience. And until you do get help and stop it, we will continue to raise awareness in the community, so at least people know what they're getting themselves into, and they're not blindsided or dragged into a shitstorm nobody asked to be in when they started watching you. Personal responsibility. I don't think that's too much to ask, especially for a public platform. We've witnessed suicides in this community over this bullshit. We've seen viewers on both sides be doxxed. People's lives have literally been ruined by you. If lives and the disabled are not enough to change you, what will? We are not hate channels. We are not bullies. We do not target you. We spread awareness. Please stop slandering and defaming an entire community, and by doing so inciting your viewers to do the same. You may not care about getting sued, but do you care about your innocent viewers and their potential of being sued by the false information you spread? When is it enough for you? Or is your appetite for chaos and destruction as big as your appetite for food?
Hi, Beezer asked, would you say there's room for critics' reactors as long as they aren't hateful? It's your channel life, so it's fine if you say no, obviously. I used to be what you would call a hater, but then I really took notice of how vile some of the hate was and decided to change my ways. I think there's room for people to not like you, but bullying and interference in your real life take it too far. I'm like, I can't. I'm such an extremist, like all or nothing. It fucking sucks. Oh God, I just got a message. I reached out to somebody for some information. But bullying and interference in your real life take it too far. I reached out to somebody for some information about something in my life, and very eye-opening. Very eye-opening. I'm not calling Dee Dee's work. I don't believe in that stuff, guys. Like, harassing people's real life. I don't believe in that. You guys know that. I wouldn't want someone to do that to me. I think that's dirty. I think online drama and stuff like that should just be kept on YouTube. Like, really? You know? going on live stream and completely involving my innocent family and everything. Why don't you do it off camera? Because you're going to be getting arrested very soon and charged very soon. Oh, and what they use to justify their shitty behavior towards me is a fucking dox. Oh, sorry. See my thumbnail? Who doxed Dee Dee's mom? They did. She let Natturd take the video camera into that nursing home, took the video of her room number and her name, which I censored in the thumbnail. Okay, so no, it wasn't me who doxed her. Whole thing, that one time, to justify all of this going in real life. Well, her mom was innocent in this, so is my mom, dumbass. No, I didn't dox the school. Shut up, Shane.
Next, before I go, perfectly imperfect, your job must go. Wait, I'm sorry. Your job just got wind of your YouTube channel. They should know you have a bully channel while you are responsible for teaching children not to bully others. Make a reaction to your eyebrows, weirdo. And before you boo-hoo, this psycho is the one who posted my personal financial info, so no sympathy.
Also included was my address, which she left up for days before YouTube removed it.
She just doxed my number. She did it with you, Natter. She did it with the Big Turk. She's doing... Going on stalking people is harassment and will also be dealt with. And the channels around like that will also be dealt with. Don't worry about it. I'm learning patience, but it's gonna be so sweet. I just love when people underestimate me. I just love it. Love it. What law am I breaking? I was like, what? Did I ask you to harass a sick mother? Blackout drunk on a whole friggin' bottle of rum plus 5 rum punch? I don't know. I guess that's what I said when I was that drunk. Yeah. Maybe. Whatever. I love when people hate me for no reason. I love it.
I love when people hate me for no reason. I love it.
It gives me ammunition. It gives me ammunition.
It gives me ammunition.
I made $500 super chats on this stream. That must make people so mad. I love it. I love it.
Miss you all.
Yeah.
The chess.
Oh yeah. We have an ongoing game of chess because guess what?
I'll beat you all with the chess.
Yeah, you always do. I don't remember which color I was. I think silver or gold. No, it was gold. Anyway.
Sala boy, you thought I forgot about you? Of course not. Wrap your feeble mind around this.
Rising up, took my chances, went the distance, will to survive. So many times you trade your passion for glory. Don't lose your grip. Keep them alive. And he's watching us all.
Also, it's like really, really disgusting that the community thinks that it's okay to be Islamophobic. And then they're like, we're not Islamophobic. Yeah, you are. If you make fun of an abaya, it's a religious garment, you're Islamophobic. Saying they look like bed sheets. If you say salad, you're Islamophobic. And I'll tell you why it's not the same as nattered versus salah. Because salah, number one, didn't do anything to anybody. Number two, his name is a religious name. It's an Islamic, it's a Muslim name. Natter is not a Muslim name, okay? So you're Islamophobic and you look like a piece of crap. Calling me ham. Number one, when you're like a big person yourself. Number two, when you know it's haram. Number two, when you know it's haram, it's like all these comments are Islamophobic. And they're just disgusting, and I didn't miss that at all. But oh, I want to go to Mexico so bad. Syria. I like my head where it is. Why? I don't want to be friggin' or bombed or something. So bad in Syria. So terrible. You're Islamophobic. And then they're like, we're not Islamophobic. Yeah, you are. You're Islamophobic. And I mean, I don't mind people that are religious. It doesn't bother me whatsoever. A lot of people ruin it. They use religion to justify violence and horrific behavior when really the motive is probably economic or political. Anyway, that's a touchy subject. Kind of too touchy for a mukbang.
Shit on the planet. Then she says, the Muslim Reaver, everyone. Let's watch this clip together.
Okay, don't you just love people who pretend like they're all for God and Jesus and everything else? And
Oh
then they're
my
fucking
gosh.
the most hateful pieces of shit on the planet? I like that too. Okay, don't you just
watch his face?
Love people who pretend like they're all for God and Jesus and everything else, and then they're fucking the most hateful pieces of shit on the planet? I like that too.
And I had to pay for. Ooh, I have a husband I had to pay for.
If I don't wash it, it smells like barracuda. Regret? What regret? Stuff that you made up? I was literally there during her dying breath, so no regret for being there for her. Okay, no. Like, people just make things up at this point. Like, none of it is even true at all. Period. That's what's stupid. Like, people just, they call me a liar but believe every dumb thing that comes out of a reactor's mouth. Stuff that's not true, stuff that's contrived and made up for content because they're bored. Because they're always wrong. Every single thing that they have said, I can go back and prove that we proved them wrong. Everything is wrong. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
They need that Donald so bad.
Yeah. Exactly. Saying dumb things like, oh, they started the fire at the thing. That's like defamation. Like, people just do illegal things and they think that nothing is happening behind the scenes. We'll see.
It's a new dawn, it's a new day. Some things are different, but nothing has changed. Still got my number, still got my name. Tell everybody I'm back in the game. This is my time, faster than ever, hungry and I'm going to come back and take what is mine, bigger and better. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. Some things are different, but nothing has changed. Still got my number, still got my name. Tell everybody I'm back in the game.
I don't remember which color it was.
This is happening. I am back again.
Well, too fucking bad. I'll say what I want. Like, if I want to defend myself once in a while, I will. Whatever.
What about this? Is this defending yourself? No. This is you starting this. I've seen you do it the entire history of your channel. You don't know this girl. She did nothing to you. She probably doesn't even know you exist. She can post whatever she wants. What's it to you? And she doesn't owe you an explanation why. You're nobody's boss. You're nobody's God. You're nobody's parent. Fall the fuck back. She's not hurting anybody with her videos. Why did you feel the need to drag her to another platform that you have said multiple times you know is a toxic community and drag her, inciting and swaying your viewers to leave negative comments as well? Was it jealousy? I see she's very attractive, and you mentioned her many followers. And now what? When she says something in defense of herself, you're gonna attack her and call it, quote, defending yourself every once in a while, unquote. No, not this time you won't. This is you. This is what you do. This is what you've always done. You're a shit starter. And if you don't start no shit, there won't be no shit. Why do you expect people to take off you? Because your family had to put up with you. And they made everyone around them put up with you too, setting the precedents for your entire life. You expected people to cater to you, take and take and take and take off you, then expected to worship you. And don't forget the suffering you demand, and the complete control. You are a hate channel, and I've watched you bait people into the hate just like this right here for years. And then cry victim. You are no victim. You are the aggressor, and you're ruthless at it. You are the bully. Why don't you take your own advice? You know that unsolicited advice you try to shove down our throats. What is it you say? If you don't like it, don't watch it. Or just change the channel. Why don't you take your own advice?
You know, turn it off, guys. If it stresses you out and doesn't make you happy in life, turn it off. That's what I am learning to do. Do as I say, not as I do. So yeah. So I came upon a story. Well, it was a TikTok. This very popular, I think, teacher. She has like a lot of followers. She was having lunch. And she had Subway. So she opened up her order, and it was completely wrong. Like, she had like a BMT wrap, and it had cucumbers and tomatoes on it, and she asked for no cucumbers, tomatoes, or she said she didn't want them on there. So I guess when she opened up her lunch, she found it TikTok worthy to make a whole video about it. And you know what? That's my issue. Like, why is it TikTok worthy to make a whole video complaining to a bunch of people who can't do anything about it? Like, just call customer service. Why do you have to make a TikTok complain?
That's your issue. You don't have an issue in this girl's life. What are you now? The content police. People can only put online what Chantal approves. That's not the way this works. Why is it YouTube worthy to make a whole channel complaining?
Complaining that your sandwich had cucumbers and tomatoes when you didn't ask for them. I mean, lady, no one cares. Anyway. So, I think I'm going to save that and make croutons. Lady, no one cares. Hi, baby girl. Anyway. So she makes a TikTok complaining. And it gets a lot of traction. For some reason. But the employee who made the sandwich made a TikTok in reply and was like, it was me. You know, the receipt, it was like an online order, a mobile order, and the receipt said, you know, cucumbers and tomatoes. So she actually shows, like, she literally has a literal receipt And sure enough, it has her name and the order. So it's like, womp, womp, womp. So it's like, womp, womp, womp. And now people are like asking her to apologize to the poor employee. I mean, the employee didn't have to go, like, well, I guess it's the internet. They probably would have found out, but who the employee was. But, like, honestly, all you have to do is just call the subway. I'm sure they would have been like, well, I guess if you're at school, you can't go back, but make a complaint on the mobile order app. Call customer service when you have time. I'm sure they would refund you. And just pick the tomatoes and cucumbers off. Like, what effect did you expect to have by making that video? You know? You think people were going to go with pitchforks and lanterns to the subway and, like, you know? Anyway. Sometimes the things you see on social media stress you out. I'm sure there's people that think that way about watching me. Well, too fucking bad. I'll say what I want. Like, if I want to defend myself once in a while, I will. Whatever.
A lot of people ask what happened to Chantal to make her this way. It's not what happened to her. It's what didn't happen to her. Chantal was able to tantrum her way out of every discipline in her life. She's a self-confessed brat that always got her way. End quote. Has a hard time not getting her way. End quote. She also self-confessed to us her undying love for defiance since small childhood, practicing it until she made it a lifestyle. So much so she built her entire life around it. Beezing. Beezing is defiance, spite, rage, vindictiveness, hatefulness, drugs, sex, anything and everything unethical and immoral. She wants to be bad. She loves it.
Honestly, it was fun. Like, I don't know. I just like beezing sometimes, being really, really, really bad.
She had also upgraded his name.
Gore World, for many years you have sat here dumbfounded at all this, expecting and wanting better for Chantal than she wanted for herself. I'm here to tell you we can only help those who help themselves. We are expecting a character from Chantal that we will never see, because that character is built from being told no, from waiting, from struggling and working hard. Those types of struggles in life build character. Chantal fought that discipline as a child and refuses it as an adult, telling us all in her video, I've never really struggled, guys. I don't know what true suffering is. Therefore, she will never get the gold that is bred from that suffering. The inner gold. Gore World. Career speaking. It is you who make her, and it is you who will decide when enough is enough and break her. And that is why she truly hates you. You have everything she's ever wanted. You're decent people, and you're loved, and financially secure. And more than anything else, you have control. It's the only thing she loves more than food. Control. And she will be as dirty and devious as she needs to be to get control. Especially control over people she hates. For whatever reason that makes her feel extra good about herself.
I don't know. I don't know what to say about Beezers who left because, you know, Holy Trinity, for example, and this is not drama, not knocking them because they'll always have a special place in my heart, but they were around during my most pathetic time when I was with someone who they hated, like hated. They knew what he was like and they were still here for me, but they seemed to disappear after I got with Salah, you know, because like, I think they didn't think that, like, you know, what I was doing at the time was like good, but it's like, to me, real friends stick around no matter what, and like, they were around for all that crap, but now they're not. It doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I mean? So I was thinking about that the other day. But sometimes, I don't know, they're just, people change and it comes and goes, especially my chats, they're like a revolving door, you know? And I think because I go through so many phases in my life, it's like hard to keep up. You know what I mean? It may be frustrating to people, I don't know.
I find it so scary how you can turn on your most loyal people. That is not how that went down. They left when you got with Salah because you acted like you were too good for anybody, and better than them because you had a guy willing to claim you. You let Salah block Sofa King for saying underwear. They literally did nothing wrong. And you treated them like shit and allowed Salah to treat them like shit. And they finally walked. And thank God they did. It's a sign of a healthy mind when boundaries can be set and respected. You treat people like shit. What don't you get about that? It's you or you.
People are human and they have limits, you know? Like, you know what, the first thing I want to make, and you guys have to hold me to it,
New viewers, do not. I repeat, do not hold Chantal accountable. If you do, you're one bad day away from being labeled a hater, your family doxxed, your jobs called, and your children harassed.
Because, let's face it, especially my channel lately, like I said, I've been getting more thumbs down than not. I'm looking forward to taking care. I don't know how long I'm gonna have comments disabled for, but maybe just until things quiet down a bit, because people are like coming for me hard. Just like, quiet down, my babies. You guys are gonna hold me accountable for this. I don't get people who say things like, you're stuffing your face with pizza. Why do you bother going to the gym? You guys are gonna hold me accountable for this. Or people who say like, why did you bother getting a diet soda? You guys are gonna hold me accountable for this. I want to just be able to do vlogs, do mukbangs, eat what I want without people counting every calorie I put in my mouth. You guys are gonna hold me accountable for this. It's because having a weight loss channel, like I've said before, on YouTube is, there's a lot of pressure. And, you know, people will say, well, you just don't want to be held accountable. You don't want to be, no, I don't want to be scrutinized and feel guilty for making a choice. You guys are going to hold me accountable for this. If I don't want to address my weight right now, then that's my choice. You guys are going to hold me accountable for this. I just really, you know, if you don't want to be here to watch my videos, then don't. That's all I'm saying. You guys are going to hold me accountable for this. Healing and getting better from my eating disorder offline, where I'm not judged. You guys are going to hold me accountable for this. I know Amberlynn's going through the same thing. Yeah, and if something happened one day, not saying that I will do this, but if I decide not to be vegan for whatever reason, I won't have people making tons of videos about it. I won't have people judging me on decisions I make in my life, you know, that don't affect them. You guys are gonna hold me accountable for this. I'm not gonna miss that stuff. I'm being honest, and it sounds bitter, and I kind of am. Like, honestly, I've seen firsthand what social media and what being on YouTube is really about, and I kind of am. Like, honestly, I've seen firsthand what social media and what being on YouTube is really about, and I just don't want to be part of that negativity, toxicity, and drama anymore. And yeah, so anyways, guys, so I wish you well in your future endeavors, and I will see you on. Bye, guys.
So that was it. It was all over. Chantal had quit YouTube. And with that brings us to the end of our Mukbang to Madness series. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Hey guys. So at this point, I know you probably think that I'm trolling you, and I promise that's not the case. I just wanted to talk a bit about some things that I've been thinking about. I know it was only like, yesterday since I put up my video and kind of had a tantrum. I think I reacted very emotionally. And
So she was back. Not even a full day and she was back. She was unhappy that people criticized her. But everyone on YouTube gets criticism.
Do you know them? I don't know them. I don't know them personally, Tammy, but they've been doing it for a while. You know that I guess you know more about them, but that's the thing with reaction channels. Like unless you dig into their past, they don't really talk personally about themselves a lot.
I thought you didn't dig into people's personal lives. I thought you didn't go in real life. And if it's in the past, it's in the past for a reason. And if a creator doesn't want to share something with the public, it's not your place to take it upon yourself and go dig it up and spread it. That is literal stalking and harassment. And whoever you are soliciting this information for is also committing a crime. And if there are financial records of the solicitation, it's really a crime. Also, this is recent. I thought you've changed.
Unless you dig into their past, they don't really talk personally about themselves a lot of them, so they just judge other people for how they're living their life, you know? That's why the bullying is what it is actually against terms of service. Born Villain, a lot of them are actual hate channels for sure. They do break terms of service, and honestly, it's just, I think honestly it's just a matter of time, you know, until they go way too far, or they already have and it gets noticed, that's all, you know? So, they use bad words. No feel! Icarus, people have been through different levels of things, different things, and some people handle things more. And I'm not acting out. How am I acting out? Once in a while, making a community post addressing something is not acting out. I don't go real life and ruin people's lives, or try to. Unless you dig into their past, they don't really talk personally about themselves a lot. Condoning this and laughing at it and egging it on? No, you don't give a fuck about my family, hypocrites. That's what it is. Jesus. And I have the address to your family too. Thanks. And I have the address to your family too. Thanks. Anyway. But I'm not a piece of fat shit like you, Farty. I'm not a piece of shit like you. You know, I'm gonna let the law deal with you. So I would say I'm the better person, even though I don't care about them whatsoever. So yeah, sorry. I could list the amount of things these people have done to me. And versus what I've even done, period, for sure. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. But I mean, sometimes I'm just, that's it. I can't help it. You know, it feels good to like tell people off sometimes. I can't help it.
Did you know that narcissistic abuse actually causes brain damage in the victims? Let me explain it to you here. When you're with a narcissist, they stress you out. Duh, that's a given. The stress hormone in your body is called cortisol. Your cortisol level in your body over time raises to such an astronomical level that if it was spread over to 2 to 3 people, it would still be considered high for those 3 people, but it's all within you. That high cortisol level is going to actually cause your hippocampus to shrink. Your hippocampus is the part of your brain that's in charge of your short-term memory and your decision making. It's also going to swell your amygdala, which is in charge of your primal emotions. You know, the fears, the anxieties, the guilt, the lust, the shame, all of that. It's going to swell it up, so it's going to make it hyperactive. So you're going to be in a constant state of survival mode. This is what's anatomically happening biologically in your brain. You're not crazy. You're not crazy at all.
That's weird. My voodoo dolls are in storage. Would be useful right now. Yeah, they would. Remember Ghostface had some too? My voodoo dolls are in storage. Would be useful right now. Yeah, they would. Remember Ghostface had some too? Hello, Ghostface Gamer. Sorry for your rage. It's okay, I'm not. Can you do a voodoo doll of all the haters? Thanks. Anyways.
Chantal. So now you're soliciting witchcraft on us. I've known about the witchcraft in this community for many years now, but I never thought you would be so bold as to solicit it publicly. That's going way further than in real life. You know you're stepping over into a whole new ball game, right?